the hidden reason you're forgetting English vocabulary, and how to fix it. You are not stupid. You do not have a bad memory. And the reason you forgot that English word 5 minutes ago has absolutely nothing to do with how much you studied. The truth? Your brain is intentionally deleting your English. It is erasing the language just like junk mail. And until you realize the hidden psychological trap you are stuck in, you could study for 10 hours a day, every day, for the next 10 years, and you will still freeze completely when it is time to open your mouth and speak. Welcome to Learn English Through Stories, the easiest and most enjoyable way to improve your English naturally.
Look at reality, honestly. You sit alone in your room. You read an article, you listen to a podcast, or you scroll through a vocabulary app. You look at a new word and tell yourself, okay, I understand this word. It's easy. Then 2 days later, you are at work, standing in front of an interviewer or talking to a foreigner. You need that exact word. You can feel it in your mind. It is right on the tip of your tongue, and you can even imagine the first letter, but it just won't come out. In that exact moment, a cold wave of panic hits your body. Your heart beats faster, your chest feels tight, and you just give an awkward smile. You stutter and use a childish, low-level word instead. When the conversation ends, you walk away feeling so small, like an imposter trying to look smart. You blame yourself. What is wrong with me? Why can't I remember? Stop downloading more vocabulary apps. Stop buying thicker dictionaries. You are trying to fix a software problem by hitting the computer with a heavy hammer. Wake up and look at the absolute truth of how the brain works. Your brain is not a storage unit. It is a survival security system. Its number one job is not to make you smart. Its number one job to keep you safe and alive. Every single second, your brain is attacked by millions of pieces of information. If it kept everything, your mind would literally explode. Therefore, it has a filter and constantly asks one question. Is this information necessary for my immediate survival? If the answer is yes, it saves it in the permanent memory. If the answer is no, it throws it straight into the trash can. Now, look at how you study English. You sit at a desk, safe and comfortable, looking at a boring list of words. Your brain looks at it and says, are we in danger? No. Are we hunting for food? No. Is this list of words going to keep us alive today? No. And then it hits the delete button.
But it gets much worse than that. Your brain does not just think English is useless, it actually views English as a direct threat to your personal identity. This is the hidden trap, the psychological breakthrough you must realize today. When you speak your native language, who are you? You are smart, you are funny, you are influential, and you are in control. You have a strong native language identity built over 20, 30, or 40 years of your life. But when you open your mouth to speak English, what happens? You cannot find the right words, you sound simple, you make mistakes, and you feel like a 5-year-old child. In psychology, this is called identity threat. Your brain hates feeling stupid or weak. Therefore, your subconscious mind makes a very clever choice. If I don't remember the English words, I don't have to speak English. If I don't speak English, I don't have to feel the embarrassment of looking foolish. If I don't feel foolish, I am safe. Your brain is intentionally forgetting English vocabulary to protect your ego. Let that truth sink deep into your mind. Your forgetfulness is not a technical mistake of your memory. It is a defense mechanism. You are rejecting this language because you are terrified of the weak version of yourself when you speak it. I once worked with a student named Carlos, a highly successful chief engineer. In his country, he was the boss. When he spoke, everyone stopped and listened. But when Carlos moved to an international company, he had to use English in meetings. Carlos spent 3 hours every single night memorizing vocabulary. He wrote new words 50 times, used flashcards, and did everything the online gurus told him to do. The result the next day in the meeting? Total silence. He forgot everything completely. Carlos came to me, completely broken, and said, "Tony, I think I'm too old. My brain is full." I looked straight into his eyes and shouted, "Carlos, you don't have a memory problem. You have an emotional problem. When you are alone in your room with your flashcards, you are safe. But when you walk into that meeting room, you shake because you are afraid of being judged as weak. You are trying to memorize words with logic, but your emotions are screaming, 'Danger, run away.' Remember this, logic always loses to emotion."
Words are not stored by your intelligence. They are deeply carved by your emotional intensity. If there is no emotion connected to a vocabulary word, that word dies. So, how do we break this deadly loop and force your brain to remember immediately? We must trick its survival system. You have to make your brain believe that English is a matter of life and death, not physical life and death, but the survival of your career, your emotions, and your future. Think about a time you were in a crisis, when your car broke down in the middle of the road, or you had an emergency. You learned how to fix it immediately, right? Did you need to review it 10 times? No. You learned it once and remembered it for life because the price of failing was too high. If you want vocabulary to stick in your brain, you must stop passive learning right now. Stop reading long lists of words. Stop scrolling through apps while lying in bed. You must create massive emotional hooks using these 3 ultimate laws of vocabulary retention. Law 1. Connect words to intense pain or pleasure. Stop learning the word procrastinate by just reading its definition. Close your eyes and think about the exact time you procrastinated, missed a big deadline, lost a lot of money, or felt humiliated by your boss. Feel that pain again and shout the word out loud. Law 2. Kill the perfectionist inside you. Accept that to master a new language, you must be willing to look foolish for a short time. You must destroy the ego that is trying to keep you safe in a poor comfort zone. Law 3. Use the word immediately under high pressure. The moment you learn a new word, you are not allowed to write it in a notebook and wait for it to rot. You must use it immediately. Write a work email using that word. Send a voice message to a colleague with that word, or shout it out loud in your car. You must breathe life into it. Look at your notebook right now. All those lists of words you wrote down last month? That is not knowledge. That is a graveyard. You did not learn them. You just buried them. Change your relationship with English completely from this moment. Stop treating English like a school subject or a tiring chore. See English as your ultimate weapon, the only tool to get your freedom, money, and status in this modern world. When you change the meaning of English from something I have to do to the savior of my future, your brain will automatically open the gates. It will stop deleting words, and it will become hungry, eager, and desperate to search for every single word to take in. Stop. Do not turn off this video to open another entertainment clip. The endless loop of consuming useless content is killing your progress every day. Your transformation must start right now. Not tomorrow, not later, but right now. I want you to take immediate action to prove to your brain who the real boss is. Here is your 60-second challenge. Think of one English word that you struggled to remember recently. Write down in the comments section of this video. Do not just write that single lonely word. Write one raw, honest sentence about your real life using that word. Connect it to a real memory, a real emotion of yours. Step into the light and claim your new identity today. Click the subscribe button
Hit like if you have decided to stop running away, and let's unlock your true voice. I will be waiting in the comments to see who dares to take action. Be strong and fight for your future.